Hello car lovers driving the 2024 Ford Ranger XLT Super Crew FX4 off-road. I'll do a quick overview and we'll go over it quickly and we'll come back for an on-road test. The 2024 Ford Ranger is a mid-size pickup truck. It is similar to Colorado and Frontier. It is smaller than full-size pickups like F-150 and Silverado. There are 4 models: the XL with the 2.3-liter turbo engine and 10-speed automatic with 4-wheel drive. The XLT and Lariat come standard with the 2.3-liter turbo, and the 2.7 V6 turbo is an option. There is the Raptor also. Awkwardly, it is 2025, but there are only 2024 models. And also, at least according to the Canadian Ford website, the Ranger only comes in Super Crew form. The XLT that we have, equipped as is $550,000, has a wonderful bedliner, and has many packages. I would recommend at minimum the XLT High Equipment Group for $1,900. You get the 12-inch infotainment, dual-zone climate control, and heated power seats. Driving aids come standard on XLT. Power figures are 270 horsepower and 315 pounds of torque for the 4-cylinder turbo with 11.9 and 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers or 20-24 mpg, and 12.6 and 10.2 liters per 100 kilometers with the 6-cylinder turbo or 19-23 mpg, which is not that big of a difference. A few remarks about this small truck category, all right? First of all, I don't see many on the road, which leads me to believe that the Quebec consumer, if they're gonna go truck, they're gonna go all in, which is to say they're gonna get the F-150, the Ram, the Silverado. I don't see many Colorados. I don't see many Canyons. I don't see many Rangers on the road at all. Why? We can speculate as to why. I think it's just because of a general convenience. I'm seeing where I live in the Saint-Jérôme Beach, where I live, I see a lot of trucks. I see a lot of people who work in the trades, and they're buying the full size. They're buying the F-150s. So let's speculate as to why. The price difference between this vehicle and the truck is not that big. I'm in the Super Crew here with Ross, and I'm pretty squeezed back there. I mean, my knees are hitting into the seats, so there's not that much room. And what I've said before on previous videos, and which I've been saying now for many years, which is probably a value added versus my competitors, is that these trucks are now becoming the all-around vehicle, right? They're becoming almost a status symbol in terms of income, because they are quite expensive, but they can be used for work, and then you use them on the weekends for the family. And they're very high off the road. They're very luxurious. They're much more refined than what they were 20 years ago. I can remember doing deliveries from my uncle's garage in a 2000 Silverado. It was basically a shit box. It's a plastic box with an engine. And today they're so much more refined. You can use these every day. These seats are very comfortable. They're good looking from the exterior point of view. There's a lot of thought that's been put on. So that's why I think people are leveling up and they're not buying these vehicles. This vehicle as is, $55,000. And what do you get for $55,000? You get a very beautiful exterior, I must say. Wheels that aren't too big, that don't cost a fortune to change. You're getting on the inside. In front, I must say there is sufficient room for me and Ross. We're not rubbing elbows. In the back, it's tighter. The box is small. And this is, once again, the Super Crew. We're getting decent touch points. We're getting a very competent infotainment. We're getting the material quality of Ford, I would say, although not very luxurious, is very durable feeling. Maybe about 10 years ago, I posted a video on that, on their philosophy of they're making their materials the more durable, more easier to clean, longer lasting in terms of appearance. That's very good for the resale value, and it's very good for the upkeep. They're very easy to clean, once again. So aside from repeating myself, what else about this vehicle? Well, reasonable power. I mean, I have a V6 here. This is very good. On the highway, reasonable noise. The thing that I've noticed about this category, and right now I've been doing car reviews now for like 10 years, and I'm getting like the experience of driving all its competitors. I can't really tell the difference between this and a Nissan Frontier or a Chevrolet Colorado. The differences are not that big. Both have equal power. Both have about the similar quality on the inside. Both have easy to use. Let's talk about the Frontier because that's the one I did more recently. Very reasonably easy to use infotainment. From a reliability point of view, are you choosing Ford? Are you choosing Nissan? I think Ford maybe has a slight edge, but I mean, it's not enormous edge. So they're very, very similar. At least for me, from my amateur opinion, none of these really stand out. Good visibility, high off the road. I'm looking at the ID4 in front of me, much smaller than this vehicle, much lower off the ground. I was driving, just before we were driving on the Montreal's awesome roads, and there was a construction site, there were no cones, and there was at least a 3 to 4 inch dive, and this Ranger took it in stride. So very good for the city of Montreal, at least in my opinion. You get the 4-wheel drive, so you're backed from you're basically a 4-season kind of car. Ross, we'll give him credit for that. He makes the remark that the towing capacity higher than a lot of its competitors. That's where it stands out. Good point. I'm not used to using this as a work truck. For me, I would maybe stick a motocross and back in the trunk, and I think it would handle it very easily. And maybe drag an ATV, perhaps a Rubicon 500, let's say, from Honda or something like that. And I think you're going to be okay. And so it can do the leisure thing. It can do the work thing relatively well. This is not really the contractor's car. This is the tradespeople's car, right? Where you're a carpenter, you're bringing your tools, and you're going to the work site, you're getting the job done, you're putting the tools in the truck, and you're going home. And really, that's what this vehicle is for. I'm seeing less of the benefit if you're not in the trades. Because when you have the big trucks, at least you have the full convenience of, let's say, an SUV. Here you don't. So there's that to think about. So if it fits your specific needs, I certainly think it's recommendable. If not, simply upgrade to the F-150 and you'll be fine. And that is my review. By the way, if you like this review, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well then of course, you should subscribe. And that is it.